So there has been a lot going on in the beauty world lately, and I figured we could just sit down and have a chat about it in a new series that I think I'm going to call Beauty Bits or Beauty Chat or Makeup Chat, Makeup Chit Chat, Fancy and Chat. I don't know yet, but from the thumbnail and the title, you know what we're calling it. And if you come up with any ideas of your own, let me know in the comments down below, because we can always rename it, you know. We're just getting off the ground. This is the first episode, so we can always change it along the way. So if you have ideas about what we can call this, let me know. Let's make it catchy, something that's, you know, like, oh my god, it's the beauty bits or the beauty bits? That don't even make no sense. That don't even make no sense. Like beauty bites with Tina or beauty chit chat. Beauty chat? Usually I would call it beauty chat. So we're gonna call it beauty chat for now, unless we come up with something better. All right, let's get into it. Alright guys, it's Tina and I am back, and I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe. If you're also back, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me again. But if you're new and maybe you like what you see, please consider subscribing. We have tons of fun here on the channel talking about beauty and all things makeup. That is not how it goes. Talking about makeup and all things beauty. There you go. And today we are just going to have a chat about what's been going on in the beauty world. Usually I would reserve these stories for my shopping block videos or even the get ready with me, where we're talking about makeup and it just comes up as a topic. But I figured we could start doing maybe bi-weekly videos, maybe monthly videos about like hot topics in the beauty space, and we could just make it like a whole series. So that's what we're doing today. This is the Virgin Voyage. So let's get right into it, because there are quite a few beauty stories that I want to touch on in this video. But before we get into any of that, I want to pay tribute to Sharon Chuter, who was the founder of Oma Beauty. She sadly passed away August 14th at the very young age of 38, and she was quite a trailblazer. She made a name for herself in the makeup industry and the makeup community. Even in the last 5 years, she was definitely a trendsetter, and she made a name for herself, and she will sadly be missed. She founded Oma Beauty in 2019. They came out with beautiful products that were centered around celebrating Black culture, Black history, Black heritage, and I enjoyed quite a few products from them. But what really stands out to me in her legacy is her activism and her push for change in the beauty community. So Oma Beauty was, again, Black centered. It was bringing Black beauty to the forefront, but also pushing for a change in the beauty community. In 2020, when we were at the height of the Black Lives Matters movement, she challenged brands with the pull up or shut up hashtag, which was pushing brands to disclose how many people of color and Black people do you have in positions of leadership in your organization. Like, let's see those stats. And a lot of brands did participate, and it really showed the lack of representation in positions of leadership at these various brands that we purchase from day in and day out. And it pushed them to realize that, yeah, there needs to be a change in those positions of leadership, in those positions that are making these decisions when it comes to marketing and producing products, because we are being left out of the conversation. And Sharon Chuter was really a champion for that, because she noticed the lack of representation and she was pushing for there to be a change in the beauty community. Sadly, she left Oma Beauty in 2023. She was dealing with some health issues, and then there was tension as well with the investors in Oma Beauty. They were kind of trying to push her out. It even ended up in a lawsuit earlier this year that she filed, because yeah, they weren't treating her right at the end of the day. And I just wish that things had worked out for her a little bit better. But rest in peace, Sharon. You will be sorely missed, and your efforts were appreciated and will continue to champion for the causes that you were pushing so hard for. So thank you, Sharon, for everything that you did for the beauty space, and may you rest in peace. Now, unless you have been living under a rock, you have heard about the launch of Louis Vuitton Beauty, specifically about the prices of their products, because no one's really talking about the fact that Louis Vuitton is finally launching a beauty brand, and oh, look at the beautiful products that they are launching with, and oh my god, there are 55 new lipsticks and 8 new eyeshadow palettes. No, everybody is talking about the price point, and I think Louis Vuitton low-key is doing that on purpose. It's kind of setting the stage for them. One, in the luxury beauty market, they are putting themselves above and beyond their competitors. So let's think Chanel, Gucci, Dior, Prada, even Louis Vuitton. They are setting themselves way above these other brands. And I thought Hermes was pricey. Oh my god. So Louis Vuitton Beauty debuted, and I was only paying attention really because Pat McGrath is the creative director behind Louis Vuitton Beauty, and I was very intrigued because she has left her namesake brand behind, girl, and she's over here giving her energy to Louis Vuitton. So I was like, all right, let's see what they're going to release, because this is going to be epic, right? I mean, we are pairing Dame Pat McGrath, like one of the best makeup artists worldwide that's worked with many luxury brands, with Louis Vuitton, which is high-end luxury, right? So I was intrigued, and they did not disappoint except with their prices. Oh my god. So they launched with 8 eyeshadow palettes. There are, count them, 55 shades of lipstick in matte and satin finishes, and 10 lip balms, along with beauty accessories. And I don't even want to step into the beauty accessories world, because they have a lipstick case for $3,000. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. Let's talk about the prices for the makeup products. So the eyeshadow palettes, which are quads, so 4 shades included, are $250 hairs. $250 dollars. Excuse me, please. They're refillable though. The refills are $92. The lipsticks, each lipstick and lip balm, $160. Dollars. Who? Dollars. You heard me. $160. Let me see what the refills are for the lipsticks. Those are $69. But here's the catch, okay? Those refills will not twist up without you having a case. So essentially, it's $160 for the lip product to actually work for you. And let me tell you the prices of the actual accessories. Like I said, there is a trunk lipstick case for $2,990. $3,000 for a lipstick case that holds, oh my god, let me see, how many do it holds? One lipstick in the case, and it's $3,000. Are you serious right now? Stop it. Oh my god. Let me see what the other accessories are going for, because I didn't even look at these, but these are intriguing. So they have a beauty like travel case. That one is $870. They have a shading brush, that's $115. A cosmetic lipstick pouch for $495. A pouch for a lipstick. Okay, oh my goodness. I mean, these are trinkets, like little trinkets, an eyeshadow pouch to put the eyeshadow palette in with 2 little travel brushes, $530. There's a cosmetic pouch. Okay, that's cute though. That's $1,010. There's a mattifying paper case. So mattifying papers, $560. And the paper refills, you know, to mattify your skin, touch-up paper, $69 for the refill. Who are you talking to? That red case is kind of cute though. These are pretty because they're available in like a pink and a red, and the prices go up. So if you don't get the Louis Vuitton monogram design, the prices go up. Like, what are we talking about? Like, what are we really talking about? My flabbers are so gasted. Like, what are we talking about? Okay. Now, here's the thing. I've heard so much discourse about the prices. How dare Louis Vuitton price themselves this way? And who are they? And who's gonna buy this? And if you buy this, you're an idiot. And here's my hot take. Okay. La Beaute Louis Vuitton did not send for me. Okay, they did not send for me, and I don't know why I am showing up in this conversation beyond it being Pat McGrath behind it, okay? Because I am not a Louis Vuitton customer. I am not an aspirational luxury lover either. I don't own, well, I do. Only luxury handbag that I own is from Louis Vuitton. Yes, I got it as a birthday gift because I didn't buy it myself. It's the only luxury bag that I own, and I've probably worn it maybe 5 times, if that many times. Like, honestly, there's no need for me to walk around with a luxury bag because, first of all, I don't like purses. I will throw purses all over the place, so it makes no sense. I have a wallet that I put in my pocket, and even that was a pricey wallet. It's from MCM, and that was pricey enough as it is, but I'm not a luxury bag carrier. I don't wear luxury clothes. I don't wear luxury accessories. Yes, I have a couple of Louis Vuitton red bottom shoes. Sure, of course. Who doesn't, right? Like, it's a thing. Like, you treat yourself. Like, when you get a good paycheck, you're like, all right, I'm gonna treat myself to Louis. And I wore those a lot. I got my money's worth, and I do have YSL heels, okay, and some Giuseppe's. But let's be clear, I am not a luxury shopper, so this is not for me. I knew this was not going to be for me. So when I heard about the prices, I was like, all right, the Louis Vuitton lovers will perhaps show up if they're into beauty. The aspirational luxury shopper will be there as well because, you know, they want to dabble and say they have a piece of that luxury pie. You, of course, have the content creators that are going to get this in PR, or they want to create content for the shock value. Then you have the luxury beauty reviewers. We have quite a few of those on the platform, some that I follow and some that I love. And then you have the rage baiters that will also pick up these products and like just rage and rant about the price point. I, however, will not be joining any of those little groups because this is not for me. So it really didn't bother me at all, but since everybody's talking about it, I figured I would add my 2 cents. At the end of the day, Louis Vuitton is being very wise with their marketing, all right? First of all, they're setting themselves apart from, like I said, their competitors. You're thinking like the highest price point I've seen so far is probably from Hermes. I mean, Chanel has high price points too, but those are their major competitors, right? And if they're setting themselves apart from those competitors, they're putting themselves in a position where they're even more aspirational than those brands, right? Those brands are almost attainable for an aspirational luxury beauty lover. I can buy a Chanel product without blinking twice. I may not like the price point, but the price point is more approachable. Louis Vuitton said, no. We're gonna put ourselves even higher than that so that even the aspirational beauty lover is still going to have to think twice about picking up these products. So it makes it almost like, it's not so much that it's rare because it's readily available to anybody who has the money to buy it, but they're putting it kind of out of reach. So it makes it almost, a more elusive product, something that you aspire to, something that you almost want to save up to get the experience because it is so out of reach, but it is still priced just low enough that even though you may not be able to buy one of the accessories or the trunk case, you know, that lipstick case for $3,000, you can still get a piece of the luxury pie. You can still kind of participate, right? And feel like you're a part of the in crowd without really breaking the bank. So it's like putting it at a price point where, yeah, I am still above even the highest luxury brand, but you're still able to aspire to these prices. And I get it. Like, I get it. And they're also setting the stage for other beauty brands to kind of take heed and follow in their footsteps. Because right now we have Chanel and Dior and Gucci that have specialized packaging, heavy packaging, monogram packaging that looks beautiful. But Louis Vuitton really stepped it up, because if you have seen the reviews of these, because again, I follow some luxury beauty reviewers, and they haven't picked up the whole line, okay? Because if you wanted to pick up all 8 of these quads, oh my god. So it's 8 times $250 a pop. You're dropping $2,000 plus taxes, okay? For 8 eyeshadow quads. Are you serious? And then 55 lipsticks. There's no way anyone is going to review all 55 shades. So you have to be very selective when it comes to reviewing these products. But from what I've seen, the packaging is refillable, but it's done in such an intricate way, and they're using high quality materials, so the quality is there. Can I ever use that to justify the prices? Absolutely not. But the experience is there, right? The packaging, the presentation, like the whole experience, the whole vibe, it's there. So a lot of people will want to kind of experience this and participate in it, right? Even I'm low-key a little bit tempted, not now, because imagine buying a lipstick and an eyeshadow palette for $500. What? Do you see how much my mortgage is and what the taxes are gonna be next year? You must be out your goddamn mind. But, you know, I'm still thinking about it. Like, maybe I want to have one eyeshadow palette. Maybe I want to have one lipstick. Like, maybe I want to just experience it, to have the packaging and the whole thing. But like I said, I'm not even a luxury girly. So for me to even be considering it goes to show you how great this marketing is. Because even though it's tapping into rage marketing and outrage marketing, it's actually accomplishing what it set out to do, which was be sensational, right? Make an impact, like have everybody talking about it, and everybody is talking about it, and people are still buying it. So like, what do you want to hear from me, okay? I don't have to tell you that no eyeshadow is worth $250. I'm not here to convince you here or there that a lipstick should cost $160. Like, I don't care how great the packaging is. It will never be worth that price point, but it's all about the experience, okay? It's all about the vibe. It's all about getting into the Louis Vuitton world, right? It's not about the product itself. It's about the label. It's about the branding. It's about the marketing. And they're doing it the way they want to do it. They have decided that that's the angle they want to take, and good for you. Okay, but it won't be me, and I know most of my viewers will not be participating, but there are 1 or 2 of you that are luxury ladies, and I know you're gonna pick at least one of those lipsticks up. Tell me, you're gonna get one, right? Like, if someone wants to gift me one, I'd appreciate it. Okay, thank you so much. I will use it. I will test it. But those eyeshadows, they're not Pat McGrath quality, okay? From what I've seen, they're luxury quality. They're nice. But the real experience is in the packaging, because it's all metal. Everything is embossed. Everything is like etched. There's no plastic label. In fact, there's no plastic in the packaging at all. It's all like long-lasting, high-quality, handcrafted products. Like, okay, it's an experience. So I wouldn't mind experiencing it, but I'm not dropping the dollars, okay? Maybe if I get a huge bonus and I feel like doing it, I might. Like, I'm not saying I won't, because it looks beautiful. The packaging, beautiful, stunning. The lipsticks, not so much. I think the eyeshadow palettes are what are really drawing me in, and because the refills aren't so extraordinarily priced compared to like the full-size compact, I might pick like a compact up and then pick up 2 of the refills, right? So you can swap in and out and just experience it for myself. But I don't know what you want me to tell you. It's overpriced, obviously. It's luxury pricing, and everything that's luxury is overpriced, because I am never gonna spend, you know what? I never say never, but dropping 10 grand on a purse? No. But I know the content creators, the influencer world, they will definitely be picking these up. So let's just leave it at that. All right, moving on. Ulta is leaving Target stores. Did you hear about this? So Ulta and Target collaborated back in 2021 to launch Ulta sections in Target stores. And they started off with 600 Target locations and they were supposed to expand over the following years. However, that partnership is coming to an end in 2026. They are closing shop. They are saying goodbye. They are breaking up. And I can say I expected this, okay? This is not a surprise at all. First of all, Target, they're on my shit list, okay? Ever since they did away with their DEI initiatives, I've just been like, whatever to Target. I don't think I've been in store in a while. I have picked some things up here or there from Target, but honestly, I'm not even like, you know how sometimes subconsciously you just boycott a brand without even thinking about it? Like, I'm not intentionally not going to Target, but in the back of my mind, I'm not shopping at Target. I'm not supporting them because a big part of why I was in Target stores a lot is because of those DEI initiatives. When they had Black History Month and they had the Black designers, I would go in and check out the clothing, the accessories, and pick up a few things to support those artists, right? So I would go in store to see these products that were geared towards me. Lo and behold, they did away with that and they were very public about it. They yielded to the pressures that be and gave up on their DEI initiatives and projects, and I gave up on them. So I kind of low-key saw this coming because foot traffic at Target stores has dropped. And they probably didn't foresee this happening because to them, oh, it shouldn't be that much of an impact. But when you start excluding people and being very explicit about it and being very loud and proud about it, oh, you're gonna see the impact, okay? Because the Black dollar is heavily spent in these stores. And when we stop going in, hello, you're going to take a hit. So foot traffic is falling off. The Ulta experience in Target leaves a lot to be desired. I've heard people say that you have to check out at a certain spot. So if you shopped in the Ulta section, there's like a separate checkout area. I didn't experience that personally because I picked up a couple of things, I think. Yeah, I picked up like a travel product from Benefit in there at one point, and I didn't have to go through like a separate checkout process, but some people have mentioned in their Targets that there's a separate area for checking out. So it's like if you're buying products from Target, like you're grocery shopping or you're buying clothing or whatever, home goods, whatever, you know how Target is, then you want to get some beauty items, you can go to the beauty section at Target and buy those products, go through the same checkout process. But if you were getting products from Ulta, now you had to check out separately. Like, that to me was weird, so that didn't make the shopping experience very enjoyable. And then the Ulta section also, I know this from my Target, it was kind of isolated, like they roped it off. So it was like, oh my God, you had to go around the aisle and like, it was hard to navigate, and like, I'm not going out of my way. Okay, I have enough Ulta stores, standalone Ulta stores close enough to me that I can shop in without going through the hassle of going through Target. And what about my Ulta points? And what about the other brands that I'm not seeing in here? Like, And then Target has its own beauty section. So what's the appeal of Ulta being there? It was like the whole thing that didn't quite jive. Like it didn't really get fleshed out well enough for it to make sense. So I'm not surprised that they're leaving Target at all. It's kind of like when Sephora left JCPenney. Sephora and JCPenney didn't make sense. Sephora and Kohl's, because I shop at my Sephora and Kohl's, that is actually pretty nice. I like how it's set up at the Kohl's stores. So I think maybe that partnership is doing a little better. But like the Ulta and Target didn't make sense, right? And Ulta is doing bigger and better things. They're going into Europe now. They just acquired Space NK. So like they're doing different things, and I feel like Target is kind of a dead weight that they're letting go. So I'm not surprised by this. Are you surprised? Did you like shopping at Ulta and Target? Did you find it helpful at all? Like for me, Target and Ulta are right next to each other. So why am I going to the, you know what I'm saying? Like, why am I doing that? Like, it didn't make sense. So not surprised by this at all. But what I am surprised by is the next story. Colé is closing down. It is so sad to hear. This is a Black-owned brand that debuted at Sephora, and I was so excited for this brand and for the products that they launched. Their lip oils are still some of the best lip oils that I've tried. They're like a lip oil, lip gloss hybrid. They have these really nice wearable shades, and it's a really comfortable formula. Their skin tint is one of the best skin tints that I've tried. It has such a good skin tone match for me. I like their powders. Like, I did a full video on Colé products. So this was a brand that I was rooting for. So when I heard that they were closing, I got really sad, because I hate when Black-owned brands don't quite hit their stride and don't quite see the success as their counterparts, because we go ahead and support these white-owned brands all the time. Let's say it, okay? We support other POC-owned brands, but when it comes to Black-owned brands, it's almost like we don't see that same support from those other ethnicities, you know? So it's like we're supporting them, but they're not supporting us, and it's kind of like, it's just like on YouTube, right? Black creators get less support. Like, I watch white creators all the time and I don't see the difference, but then a lot of white viewers or lighter skinned viewers don't watch Black creators because they're like, oh, why am I watching them? Whatever they're reviewing is not going to be helpful for me. And so Black creators don't see, again, the success of their counterparts, which is sad, because we can give the same info, we can still be helpful. Just like I can watch a white creator and make a decision on a product that they have tried out, not because necessarily that the shade matches them or whatever, but maybe they have oily skin, or maybe they have the same preferences in eyeshadows as I do, so they can speak to it. But then the audience seems to not think that they can get the same from a Black creator. So it makes me sad to see the support for Black brands kind of see the same like lack of support. And it's just sad to see, because Colé was a fun brand. I hate to see them go, but I wish them all the best. And I do hope the founder, and I don't want to butcher her name. Let me see how it's pronounced again.
My name is Sharon Chuter.
So Sharon Chuter, okay, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, or as close to correctly as possible. Sharon Chuter, it's spelled so beautifully, and I love how it's pronounced too. Sharon Chuter. That's such a pretty name. But yes, she had this whole story behind the brand. She was inspired by her mom that had, I believe it was a salon. So she was surrounded by beauty all her life, and she saw the need for diversity in the beauty community and representation, again, like the dearly departed Sharon Chuter. So, you know, she came out the gate trying to, you know, make a brand for us and to celebrate us and her culture, and it didn't pan out. It didn't see the success that it should have seen, because there are really good products in the line. So if you wanted to grab some products now, grab them before they are long gone. The lip oils and the skin tint, my favorite products from them. Definitely check them out. All right, with that being said, there's another brand closing that did not surprise me at all. YouthForia. Oh my God. So YouthForia is closing, and I thought they would have closed a while back after their big scandal. And I mean, it shouldn't have been a scandal or, oh my God, it's drama. No, it's a huge misstep for the founder. So YouthForia started in 2021. But I don't think it started for the right reasons. The founder, Fiona Chan, took it on as a venture capitalist project. And that means she wanted to start this brand, kind of launch it into this success story, which would then be purchased by this bigger brand for millions of dollars. So she was trying to come in, go viral, and sell for a lot of money, right? Which I guess, I mean, you do that in business. It's one of the things that is done. But in the beauty space, it's not the best approach, because if you come in without the passion, people see it and people feel it, and you won't necessarily see the success that you're intending on seeing, okay? Not saying that other brands haven't done the same thing. They come in, okay, they just try to be bought up by a bigger brand so they can take the money and run. But this literally started that way. And Fiona even went on Shark Tank, I believe in 2022 or 23, and got an investment of $400,000 into her brand to really launch it into the stratosphere. And she didn't do well at all right? She started off like, you know, cute, because she was trying to go for the Gen Z millennial, younger millennial, not straight up millennial, but like the younger millennial with her products, like the packaging, the colorful exterior. She was trying to appeal to that audience with this quote unquote innovative formulation for her foundation where you could sleep in it. Like, I don't know who's sleeping in foundation. Who wants a foundation to sleep in? We have skincare for that. And if we do sleep in our makeup, it's inadvertently and we didn't mean to, but we're not intentionally sleeping in our makeup. So like, cut that out, okay? But she was trying to say like, oh my God, my foundation is pretty much skincare with a tint, so you can sleep in it. It's good for your skin. She had this pH color changing blush, and she was trying to make fetch happen. Like, she was trying to be an it brand. And for a while, it was cute. It was cute. People were excited to see what the brand had in store. But when she launched her foundation, she launched with 15 shades. And what do you not do in this day and age is launch with an uninclusive shade range, okay? It was not inclusive at all. She had 15 shades available, and they were light and medium shades, all right? And her excuse was she should have just shut up. She should have just shut her mouth. But her excuse was that it was a proof of concept. Okay, she is trying to see how this foundation does first on the market. She is trying to test it out, do a test audience. So she wants light-skinned people and white people to test this out, give their feedback, see if it works, see if people want to use this foundation, and then give it to the black people and the darker skinned people and the tan people. Y'all can get it when the white people approve it. I don't know if she heard herself, but that's what she said. And I think she is, I don't know, like, she is so head in the clouds. She is just so oblivious, and like, I don't know. Is she so sheltered and so uninformed that she doesn't understand like what that sounds like, you know? So people went at her like, it's not an inclusive shade range. What is this proof of concept bullshit that you're telling us about? You're pulling a Tarte with telling us that, oh, we're releasing darker shades in the summertime when people get a tan. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Proof of concept. So anyone with darker skin would not be a part of the research process. So any feedback and input would not be welcomed from darker skinned people. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you said? Because that's what you said. That's what you said. Essentially, that's what you said. So obviously that didn't go over well. So now she was like, no, I'm going to release these new shades. I'm going to do a shade expansion. And it was like, yay, look at me go. Like, I'm going to be really inclusive now. Here are the new shades. And whoo, child. It just goes to show how tone deaf she really is. Instead of releasing a more inclusive shade range with deeper shades with great undertones and like different levels of depth and like really fleshing out the shade range, she gave us a black foundation. Not a dark foundation, but a black foundation. Like, black pigment in a bottle is what she gave us and said, oh, look at me. Look how great I am. Here, blackie, take this. That's how it sounded. Here's your black face paint. Are you happy now? Because that's how it came off. I remember this comment, and not many people mention it, but she compared herself up against Fenty. Like, remember, Fenty was pioneering inclusive shade ranges. She went up to the darkest shade in Fenty, put her little black face paint in a bottle and said, look, see, I'm even darker than Fenty, so I'm even more inclusive. This is how blind she is to the makeup space. This is when you lack passion. When you're going into making a brand just to make money rather than going into it for the love of makeup, this is how blind you are, because you didn't realize that Fenty has deep dark shades that have various undertones, red undertones, neutral undertones, because they're trying to cover shade ranges rather than just giving you a black color because you're like, oh, then black people have to be black. Who has black skin? You have probably seen like models with really rich, deep skin, but trust me, baby, they are not black, okay? You put black on them No, okay, it's not going to blend in with their skin. Are you stupid? Are you? Because that's what I think she is. She is stupid. So she went to her lab, and nobody in the lab, nobody in the development team said to her that this don't make no sense. This don't make no sense. Tar baby. Like, that is what? And then she had the nerve, like, she kept doubling down, like, no, I'm really inclusive. Like, of course there are people this shade, and we're making shades for them. She went to a mall, okay, I believe, I don't even know where the mall was, but she went to a mall trying to find someone to model this shade. She couldn't even find someone, okay, because the two men that she picked out that she could find that were the deepest, richest complexion that she could identify in that mall and tried to model the foundation on them, even when she swiped it on their skin, you could see that it was too black. There was no undertone to it. There was no mixing. There was nothing. It was just straight black pigment. What are we talking about, okay? Are you going to make a straight white foundation as well? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, if you are not into makeup, if you're not passionate about it, if you don't know about foundation, don't release a foundation range. What are you talking? What are you doing? Foolishness, girl. And they sent this to me in PR. I tested it out. I think I even did a video with the foundation because it was a cute little concept, okay? Girl, what are we doing? Okay, so after that whole debacle, okay, she has never truly recovered. The brand has never truly recovered. They were pulled from different stores, different e-commerce websites. They were like, we're not carrying this brand because what is she talking about? And she kept putting her foot in her mouth. She kept just doubling down, and her apologies were more like, oh, woe is me. And it's just like, have we learned nothing? Have we learned nothing at all? So I'm not surprised to see them go, and I won't miss them at all, because again, I think they came into it, the founder, Fiona, went into it with the wrong intentions, just to make money, which of course everybody wants to make money, but you went into it with those intentions, you can close down. It's okay. And people are over there sympathizing with her. They're like, oh, but she's still a person. Yes, she's still a person, and you don't want to see people fail, but it's like, okay, I don't care. They're not my friend. Okay, I don't care. They're better brands that are closing. Colé is a better brand that was trying to do things the right way, and they're closing down. So don't expect me to shed a tear for YouthForia at all, okay? They didn't make fetch happen, and I'm not sad to see them go, and I expected it a long time ago, honestly. All right, let's wrap it up with e.l.f. Cosmetics and their latest controversy, okay? They released an ad with Matthew Rafe and Heidi in the Closet, who's a drag performer. They released an ad that was a play off Celino and Barnes. If you're from New York, Long Island specifically, you know the Celino and Barnes ads that would go out. Oh my God, they were lawyers, all right? So it was a twist on the Celino and Barnes commercial with Matthew Rafe, like I said, and Heidi in the Closet. Now, the ad itself wasn't even funny, honestly, truly, but whatever, that's neither here nor there. But the real problem is who they chose to be in the commercial, okay? But Heidi in the Closet was not the issue. The content of the commercial was not the issue. It was Matthew Rafe, okay? He is a comedian that is not exactly that funny. I have seen his crowd work. Some of his jokes are funny when it comes to the crowd work, okay? I saw his special on Netflix and it was a bust. It was so bad. It was bad. It wasn't funny at all. But the major problem with him is that he made a joke about domestic violence. And I don't know about you, rape, domestic violence, and racism are not funny. Transphobia, homophobia, not funny at all. So when you make jokes about that, how am I? Shut up, you're stupid, all right? Like, you can't be funny without that. Like, come on. So he made a joke, and I'll just summarize it quickly. So many people have been over it, but pretty much he made a joke about seeing a waitress with a black eye. And there was a comment about how maybe she shouldn't be front of the restaurant. Maybe she should be in the back in the kitchen cooking. And he made the comment that, well, if she knew to cook, maybe she wouldn't have that black eye. Like, that was the punchline, okay? And what is that trying to say? Like, she got hit in the eye because she didn't know to cook? Like, Don't make fun of domestic violence. That is not funny at all, okay? So when he made that joke and had the Netflix special, first of all, it was on Netflix and they released this. So Netflix, what the fuck? But anyway, all right, we're not even gonna get into it. The whole point is that joke rubbed people the wrong way, especially women. So he lost his female audience right quick, as he should have. And he made a comment that he's not trying to appeal to the female audience. He is a comedian for men, which that's problematic in itself, but we're not even going to get into that. The point is, okay, e.l.f. Cosmetics hired this guy to do an ad, okay? Mind you, e.l.f. Cosmetics has been doing great so far. They've been really successful with all their little fun commercials. Their little, the teaser with the criminal, that was funny. Like, they've been doing like fun things. They did a Super Bowl commercial that was fun. But this time they took a really wrong turn, okay? And I don't even think they cared that much about it. Like, they were leaning into rage marketing. Not quite the way that Louis Vuitton did it, but they're leaning into rage marketing, right? They're like, all right, so there's gonna be some outrage, but we're gonna be talked about, right? Because, you know, no press is bad press, right? So they're like, okay, we're gonna go viral because of this controversy, right? Because I am sure it was brought up in the boardrooms, in the discussions, that Matthew Rayford may not be the proper person for this commercial, right? But they still went with him. And remember, they're catering to women, and they have been campaigning and championing for women's rights, and they have all these great initiatives behind them, like the less dicks. Remember when they did that, where they didn't want any more dicks in the boardrooms, meaning there were so many riches, but they made a play on dicks because there's so many men versus women. So they were always championing for women, and now to use a comedian that is making jokes about domestic violence, and he's made other crude jokes too about women. So it's just like, what? But they didn't understand the kind of impact that that would have. Like, they didn't expect that so many people would be like outraged about it. And it's kind of like Target with the DEI thing. So all of this kind of ties in, right? They probably didn't expect to have this much pushback. They didn't expect to have this much outrage. Now, I don't know if it's really going to impact their sales. Like, a lot of influencers are talking about it. I'm talking about it. I didn't really check for e.l.f. anyway, so they're not losing me as a customer because they never had me as a customer. But I wonder how many of their customers are going to switch or ditch them. Because Gen Z, honestly, and Gen Alpha, they are less, how do I want to say this? Like, they don't really care that much. Like, they blink and forget any kind of controversy. They couldn't care less, all right? Look, what's his face? James Charles is still a thing. Jeffree Star is still a thing, because these people don't care. They don't care. They just want cheap makeup. So is e.l.f. really going to suffer? I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? Like I said, I'm not an e.l.f. customer, just like I'm not a Louis Vuitton customer. They're not losing me as a customer. And I wonder how many people that are outraged were really e.l.f. customers. Like, tell me about it, because I really don't see the influencers that I follow, the content creators that I follow, dropping e.l.f. from their videos. They're still talking about e.l.f. So how much is e.l.f. really losing? They may have made a little bit of a miscalculation, but I think they can still pivot. The memories of these newer customers, really, really short-lived. So I don't think they're really going to suffer. I think they can pivot. And I think they can recover more than YouthForia tried to. Like, definitely they can recover. And they're so huge right now that I don't see it being a problem. But honestly, I wonder, because the Road Beauty thing, with them spending so much money for Road Beauty, and now this, I don't know, like, they've been making some questionable decisions lately. And I wonder what's going to happen in the future. I wonder. But at the end of the day, when it comes to e.l.f. Cosmetics, I don't care, okay? You see my shirt? I don't care. I don't care. I really don't care because, like I said, I'm not their customer. They were never going to gain me as a customer anyway, and they definitely won't gain me now. But let me know what you think. Are you still buying from e.l.f? Are you getting any of the Louis Vuitton products? How do you feel about Colé leaving? Oh my god, the beauty community is definitely going to miss that brand, as well as Sharon Chuter, a pioneer, a trailblazer, a trendsetter, and a real champion for inclusivity. We will miss you, Sharon. And YouthForia, we won't miss you, girl. Bye. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And if this series is interesting to you, if you want me to talk about beauty news probably every month, like a monthly thing, like a monthly wrap-up, let me know. And if you have any ideas for a series title, let me know as well. But let me know any other news you want me to touch on. And until my next video, which will be very soon, I'll talk to you. Bye, guys.